and Too Fast, Too Furious, Riyadh driven. Yes, the event was really nice and there is lots of cars, we can see that. But luckily we're lucky to have with us on the DTL or from actually a place from Jeddah, of course, from Arus Bahr al-Ahmar from Jeddah. Okay, we got with us on the phone Mr. Bakr Azhar, his expert media automotive. Let's say hello and good morning. Hello, Mr. Bakr.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning to you as well. And please, before anything, I'm going to say hello and how are you and how's your morning?
My morning is doing very well. Thank you very much.
Okay, it's great to hear that because we got a lot to speak about. I'm going to ask you about the Riyadh Motor Show. It's the oldest and most important trade show. So tell us more about this show and please be generous.
The Riyadh Motor Show, what I would like to make clear is the motor show that took place last week is Access Motor Show. An Access Motor Show is a very specialized luxury segment motor show.
All right.
The Riyadh Motor Show is, which is the oldest as you referred to, is actually is done by Riyadh Exhibition Company. Access is a very specialized motor show dedicated to luxury vehicles. So I just wanted to make clear to your audience that the motor show that took place is, or Access specifically, is a much more segmented, specialized motor show focused on luxury vehicles.
So we're talking about cars with the first class, huh?
Almost, yes, exactly.
So, Mr. Bakr Azhar, I have to ask you a question. Who were the participants?
The participants of the motor show this year were not actually as the usual participants. So we don't really look at this year as the gauge of the success of the motor show. However, having said so, you have, for example, Lexus participated in the motor show. The McLaren as a high-end supercars company have participated as well. We look at also Kia with their new vehicle, which is the Stinger. Genesis also had a stand over there.
Okay, this is about the participant, but actually what we are about to say, or oh yeah, we're talking about this and this is very excited because it's all about the people. So who are getting attracted to the show, Mr. Bakr? Please tell us.
The people that are attracted to the show is actually everybody. This particular show attracts, of course, the upper segment of the market in the automotive industry. However, when you're talking about high-end sports cars, luxury cars, it comes out with all the new technologies that really will be introduced in the long distance into the popular vehicles. But from my point of view, really, the motor show attracts everybody. However, everybody, I mean, everybody that loves cars, the enthusiasts, particularly the shoppers would be much more on the high end of the market.
Or maybe city cars, let's say, like city cars, not sophisticated cars.
Perhaps, yes.
All right. So we got with you a very important question, and my colleague Sahar is the one who got to ask you about it.
Go ahead.
Well, Mr.
Sahar.
Bakr, I am very, very excited to ask you this question because I'm a lady myself. So I have to know, how does the show attract the Saudi females?
If I understand your question is what this show will attract the female audience?
Or she mean how does it attract the ladies? Are they buying, man?
How does it attract the ladies?
Are they buying? Are they excited? Are they asking?
Okay.
Are they there?
How it is?
I'm sure you both of you are aware of the royal decree for women being licensed to drive in next year. So this show was a very important show. Is the first show right after the decree have been announced. So actually I participated in the show and I attended the show and I saw a big number of ladies attendance into the motor show. I think ladies are taking the motor shows much more seriously. to find out suitable vehicles for them, cars perhaps, as well as they want to see what are the latest technologies that is in the market right now. Keep in mind, you will see in the future that ladies will take much more active participation and being visitors to these motor shows since the announcement of the royal decree. One very important point, ladies represent about 44% or more than 44% of the total population according to the census in Saudi Arabia, and that also represents perhaps around or more than 9.6 million between the age of 15 and 64 years old ladies that are soon to be licensed or already perhaps to be licensed drivers. So you would have a huge population that really will be seeking out to look at this industry, the automotive, and what would suit their taste and their needs in this industry as vehicles becomes much more available to them to purchase.
All right, so that's going to lead me for another question, if you don't mind, Mr. Bakr. What is the process of the car companies to hire women in the companies? Well, this is, I don't know if it's going to happen, so I'm asking you.
Look, I would assume as women become shoppers, it is naturally not necessarily the rent-a-car company. I think even the automotive company, all the distributors and the dealers and the car agent have to readdress their consumers tentatively. So I would expect that all the dealers, all the distributors to be able to introduce women staff into their own employees for them to be able to look after their customers. Definitely women will enter into this arena and they would be part of that employment and take active roles into the automotive industry.
So this is going to affect the economy in a way or another. So they say actually that the previous period of selling cars in the country of Saudi Arabia is not going much. So do you think after this decree things will be different? Like we're going to have more customers? That's what I'm asking.
Look, the way I look at it is there is two factors here that are going to take effect actually. As you know, next year by January 1st, 2018 is going to be, VAT is going to be introduced and cars is going to be a part of that system. I would see in the next, the last quarters, which is what we're in, October, November, December, definitely we're going to see spike in sales in the automotive industry. On top of that, I believe is going to be women looking into cars and also women. Keep in mind, I want to mention something which is very important. Women always been buyers of vehicles, but they used to be on the rear seats behind the drivers. This time, women are going to be behind the wheels. So the concept a little bit different. So we're going to see women choosing their own vehicles. I would definitely say that is going to be a spike in vehicle purchases throughout either the last quarter of 2017 or as we go into 2018. Keep in mind that you had about, as I said earlier, 9.2 million women between the age of 15 and 64 eligible or soon to be eligible to be licensed and driving vehicles in our country. So definitely these numbers is going to go slowly or enter slowly into being licensed and purchasing cars. So you've got potential customers to be licensed and being driving into the streets. So you're going to see some spike in vehicle purchasing during that time.
Mr. Bakr, you're absolutely right about something. Women always buying cars since before, but now it's going to be different because they are purchasing cars and driving it at the same time. You can see they choose for their driver the big cars, if you remember. Okay,
True.
even your wife or your sister, she's choosing always the car for the driver. But now, do you think women will have a different kind of choice while they are driving now?
Absolutely, absolutely. Look, the criteria for women, it differ than men. I strongly would see that women now that they are going to purchase cars, they're going to look at it much more objectively than men. What do I mean by that? In the past 10, 15 years, the automotive industry have introduced safety features, either on the side of active safety features or passive safety features, and these safety features has been developed quite fast, and you will see, or I will see, that women are going to put these features because the manufacturer would introduce it as optional. I think women now they're going to look at it, and this is one of the criterias they're going to be addressed: how safe this vehicle is going to be, where she is going to decide putting her family and her kids into these vehicles.
But of course, everybody want to buy a car to match his personality 100%, you know?
True.
So she gonna buy something luxury, nice, suitable for the family, and pink? What you can tell us, please?
Okay. Well, I don't want to speak on behalf of women. I think Sahar can shed some lights on this subject.
Please.
However, everybody is different. You're going to find, personally, I would project that women, they're going to like a much more, if that's where you're driving with the questions, what type of vehicles that the women here in Saudi Arabia, it might tend to like than others. I would say that in other countries in the world, let's say in North America or in Europe, there is a new segment which is crossovers. The crossovers has not taken well in our country as it's supposed to. So I think women would be lenient towards crossovers, my belief, because it's practical vehicle, and the crossovers are available on all different classes, such as either popular cars or even on the luxury vehicles as well. And the crossovers now, they're much more trendy, stylish.
Oh, we're gonna stop here with the stylish and trendy because we got a report, okay, to see. So don't go, Mr. Bakr, anywhere. We're coming back to you after this report, so stay with us and let's see what's going on. And then we're gonna come back to our guest with his marvelous opinions. So let's see the report.
And welcome back once again, dear viewers, as we have known that we still have our special guest, Mr. Bakr Azhar, who is known and specialist for the expert media automobiles. I have one special question for you. I would want to ask you, what is your advice and what females should actually concentrate on buying a certain car, like the special thing or special features in a car that they should actually look out for, without mentioning names of companies.
Besides the mirrors.
That is a very good question, Sahar. I would say, like I said earlier, the criteria that women look at any product, I think, is different from men. As in our culture, and it's been always men that dominate the choosing of a vehicle, and now it becomes their turn to choose their own vehicle. What I would recommend is, or what I would say, that women are much more intuitive to safety, and because of the vehicle's potential getting into accidents and so forth, women ought to look at how safe this car is going to be, what the safety equipment in the vehicles to protect the passenger, to protect herself, and to protect her kids as well. And the safety aspect, it goes into two parts. Active safety and passive safety, and I think women, they're going to focus on that much more. The second part, definitely the style of the vehicle, the design, the exterior design of the vehicle. Women are much more different than men in looking how the general perceptions of what
how
the
it looks like, the car from outside.
Exactly. The third part is the comfort part inside the vehicle. how is it designed, is it comfortable for her sitting up, and also in the seat itself there is so much technologies, easy to adjust the seat in different position to get her into the right driving mode. Also, the size of the vehicle. It's very important as well. I don't think that we're going to see in the future these big, large vehicles on the road as women choosing their vehicles. Is going to be much more smaller vehicles, a little bit much more, like I said before, on the crossover trends that could really be in two different segments easily. So you're going to see some changes. So between that, I think women style and taste is going to drive the mainstream in general, and I think women in general are much more stylish. I hate to say this, but it is the fact of the matter. You, Sahar, and women in our society are much more color oriented. They're stylish. They look at things in a different perspective.
With a lot of details.
And they're gonna
with a lot of details.
You know, I dare you. They're gonna put rugs inside the car.
Rugs and like fragrance. I'm so sure they're gonna put rugs and fragrance and just make it like a home, like a second home.
And you can find really good vase when you get inside the car with the flower. Anyway, it goes like this. Women like to care about the trend and the way cars looks. You're absolutely right. It's not about the technical side. It's about the looks outside. Am I right about this?
But for me, for myself, I would want a car that is stylish and the same time safe. Because I'd rather be safe than sorry, okay? I'd rather be safe. Like there's a lot of cars. I'm sure you're
and
aware
high tech.
I totally agree with you, Sahar.
Technologies as well that, with the sensors. That sensors is life for me. Sensors is life.
I totally agree with you. Like you said, there is so much technology for safety, and I think women is going to put it on their priority before anything else, before the price, before the style, before anything else. I think you speak on behalf of a lot of women shoppers in the market. I agree with you.
That is true.
Okay, well, after we talked about women and talked about everything in safety and style and look, so how do you think it's go? What's your vision for 2030 about the women driving and buying the cars and the economy? Just an opinion, if you don't mind.
Well, the women driving and the vision of 2030 is already happening. As you know, there was a lot of discussions about women driving in the past, I think, 10 years. But now we see it happening. Now we see it taking
we're living it,
place, and we're living it. So the impact economically, like we talked about it earlier, I think women being a shopper is going to drive the economy up, especially in dealers. Also, the different vehicles, I think the nature or the type of vehicles is going to be targeted to women is going to be, or purchased by women is going to be different.
Oh yeah,
than
you're
the one we
absolutely
see
right. There is
now.
a new models is going to be exposed here in the country, never been here before. So yeah, because the consumer is going to be different than before.
Exactly.
Well,
and also I would like to say something which is really important here. I strongly believe that we're going to see a much more kinder driving on the street now that women are driving in the street.
We just
hope so.
I hope so. Because we don't know. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got from Jeddah Mr. Bakr Azhar. We can tell he's expert in the media automobile or automodel. We can see this by ourselves. And by the way, we gotta see you in the future, inshallah, with more things to speak about.
Inshallah.
Thank you so
Thank you very much,
Thank
and
you
have a terrific day.
You have a great, long, beautiful weekend, my friend.
Thank you. You too. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Goodbye. Okay, and yes, we've been in the cars, and we concentrated in women society as much because they are buying cars now, and they're gonna kick up from the house the drivers, so no problems between you remember the previous problems with women and drivers and this drama, never-ending drama?
It just drives me off the bridge, literally. Now that we actually have we have this, we can do this and we can do a lot of things around, and it's a great privilege. But now we're gonna go for a short break and we'll be right back.